Hey YouTube, Shapeworks here with a new deck profile for Odd Eyes Magician. I just want to start off saying I love what Konami has done with the emergency ban list, getting rid of Pepe. Honestly, Pepe was just too powerful of a deck and it needed to go away. It was just, on first turn of the entire game, it could just make an almost unbreakable board and keep that momentum up and just it doesn't get bad hands. It's literally impossible for it to get bad hands. It doesn't brick. It doesn't do anything minus. It doesn't do anything bad. It was just too powerful. And the fact that Konami just went like, yeah, the deck is just too good. We need to knock it down and get rid of it, which was just honestly a really good part on Konami. So the game could go back to what it should be, not a huge, oh hey, I flipped Wavering Eyes first, oh hey, I put Infinity on board first, or hey, I played this many cards over you in one turn. It's, I'm glad the game isn't that anymore. Like, it might be, but not as much as what Pepe made it out to be. I'm just glad that deck is gone. So I just feel like the next top two decks will be either Cosmo or Monarch. I don't know which one will be better, but it's going to be either one of those. The deck after that is most likely going to be... Actually, I can't really tell. Anyway, yeah, I'm just glad what Konami did and got rid of Pepe so the game could actually be fun again instead of just a stressful mess that it was. It also makes other decks playable again, like Burning Abyss. You could see Burning Abyss have a good comeback, or a lot of other decks. Like, even though I'm going to probably regret saying this, I'm actually going to look forward to seeing. Oh crap! I forgot the name of the deck. What was it? I have a card of it in the deck. Magic Specters. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that deck coming back because it isn't overpowered. It's honestly a fair enough deck where they just rely on their back row and their small monsters and Exceed and all that. It's kind of like a fairer version of what Pepe was. And I actually look forward to playing against that deck again because, like I just said, it's a fairer version of Pepe. And without Perform Mage, or Perform, yeah, Perform Mage being gone, Magic Specters might not be that good, but mix them up with Magicians, they might actually, you might see a rise in them. But anyway, enough of me rambling on about what type of decks might be meta or not. Let's get on to the real show, me showing off my Magician Odd Eyes deck. Alright, first we have the typical 3 Dragon Pit Magician. The 3 Oafs. Not really going to explain these because you guys might already know them already. And the 3 Wisdom Eyes. Then 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons. For the Odd Eyes Pendulum Magician, bit of it obvious. I also run 1 Noble Dragon. I've been running 2 for the longest time, but up until now, I've realized that it does get cloggy at 2, and you only need 1, plus I run Foolish Burial to get to it faster, so yeah, you only need 1. And now for the one card that they hit in my entire deck, Skull Crobat Joker. I'm actually really glad they knocked this down to 1, not because it makes Perform POW decks overpowered, it's just because I only ever needed 1, and the fact that the only reason why I ran 3 to begin with is because consistency, but honestly, I only need 1 in this deck, and just by taking out the other 2 cards, I was able to put in 2 new cards I've been really wanting to play again. So, at 1. So I went back to 3 Kieran, which having Skull Crobat Joker down to 1 helps us a lot because this is one of my favorite cards in the game right now, just because it's one of the best cards in the game. Target 1 pendulum monster on your side of the field and 1 monster your opponent controls. That one little effect right there can really mess plays up. And the fact that you could pretty much juggle around Skull Crobat Joker with this, constantly popping this back to your hand with its effect, and getting free searches every turn is just a really great move in this deck. It makes consistency that much better. And that's another reason why I like it at 1. I only ever need 1 to begin with. So there's 3 Kieran. And I went back to 3 Apex Avian just because I was able to actually rebuild the entire deck from the ground up, because the original deck was built around just beating Cyber Dragon Infinity, because Infinity is a really powerful card, and the fact that he's not in every deck anymore makes playing the game much more fun. But anyway, 3 Apex Avians. I went to 3 Effect Veiler, and the reason why 3 Effect Veiler is because I noticed while playing Monarch, whenever somebody would Effect Veiler Idea or the Underworld Knight, I forget his name, the one that allows you to tribute summon in addition to your regular normal summon, if you Effect Veiler one of them, they have to end their turn because they already wasted their normal summon on that. So it's almost a blowout card against them, even though it really isn't, but it really helps out against that matchup. And Effect Veiler in general is just a really great card, so I bumped it up to 3, and the fact that it's also a level 1 tuner makes synchro plays that much better if I need to go synchro desperately, which doesn't happen often. But anyway, 3 Effect Veiler. And I play 1 Tuning Magician just because it is a funny card that's meant for Magician. And if you don't know what its effect is if you have 2 Magician Pendulum monsters in your Pendulum scale, you get to summon this card from your hand or graveyard. And if you do, your opponent gains 400 and you lose 400, and that's a small little cost to bring it out and do a quick synchro play. But if it's removed from the field, even if it's normal summoned, it gets banished from the field. But that's not really anything. Like, you only need 1 to do a good synchro play. So I play 1, and for last monster card, it's Dragon Pulse Magician, and the reason why I play 1 and not 2 or 3, what I've seen some people do, is the fact that it does clog in and you only need 1 to begin with. And the main reason why I'm running this is because Monarch players do run Majesty's Fiend and Vanity's Fiend, which really do hurt this deck. So you want to get rid of them as soon as possible, and this is an easy out to them. Just discard 1 Pendulum monster in your hand to destroy them, then you could continue your plays. But anyway, that's the monster lineup. And for the spells, I play the obvious 3 Pendulum Calls. And I play 2 Skyrus and 1 Terraforming. The reason why I don't do 3 Skyrus and a Terraforming is because that's really too cloggy, or Skyrus and 2 Terraforming is because that's also cloggy. So this just feels like the best ratio, because this just switches out this and you only need these. And for the obvious combination of Skyrus, the Odd Eyes Fusion, which still wins me games on its own, because just bringing out an Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon out of nowhere and bouncing a monster and being able to negate anything is still really strong. So it's pretty much my own version of Infinity in a sense. So 1 Odd Eyes Fusion. I put Wavering Eyes down to 2 because Pendulum decks aren't going to be that around in my opinion, because everybody will be playing either Cosmo or Monarch, and I still run 2 of these because it's obvious good search card for my deck, just for when I want to start off powerful, or when I face a random other Pendulum deck which I've actually talked to quite a few of my friends, and they said they might start playing Dino Mist or Dino Mist Curry, which I've never heard of before. But, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I could see Magic Specters coming back, so I put it down to 2 just because Pendulum decks, in my opinion, won't be around as much. But I do side the 3rd. But yeah, 2. And I main 3 Twin Twister because I really love this card and I want to start off with 1 because since this deck is built to go 2nd, I want to get rid of my opponent's back row and just main this for game 2 and 3 really helps because I still feel like people would be still citing Anti-Spell Fragrance and Mistakes in a bunch of Floodgates because of Monarchs. So I just see this card helping out a lot. I haven't done much testing with 3, but just in my theory, Twin Twister will be good at 3, but honestly, like I just said, I haven't done much testing. And here's the last 4 cards of my entire deck. Foolish Burial to get Tuning Magician to the graveyard, or Noble Dragon Magician to the graveyard, just as a way to speed the deck up. The 1 Summoner's Art. The reason why I play Summoner's Art is because with the testing that I've done of the deck, when you run 2 Apex Avians and no Summoner's Art, the Apex Avians get really cloggy. But if you run Summoner's Art to get to your Dragon Pit Magician, which is your 1 high scale of the deck, it makes that problem almost non-existent. Like, there will be those times that you draw the 2 but no high scale, but that's so rare that it's just eh. But yeah, I'd like to run 1 Summoner's Art, which has helped in a lot of different situations. And the last 2 cards, I play 2 Dark Hole because Dark Hole is just a really great card, and it's just, why not? Like, I would play Regeki in Dark Hole, but I don't own a Regeki, so it's just double Dark Hole for, I like it that way. But anyway, that's my deck, my main deck anyway. And for my extra deck, I'm not really going to show off my side deck just yet because I want to keep that a secret until I've actually tested it to confirm that it is a good side deck. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to go into extra deck. My extra deck consists of the 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon as the 1 fusion, obviously for Odd Eyes fusion. And for the synchros, I play 1 Ignister for my 1 level 8 synchro of the deck because you only need 1. Clearing synchro because with the rise of Monarchs and they're all level 5 or higher, this is just like a really good negation for that entire deck, so they can't activate 2 of their level 5 or higher in any turn once I put this on board. They have to get rid of it through a card effect. So it's just really good in that sense. Sure, they contribute it with Stormforth, but that's a totally different video entirely. And for the last 2 level 7 synchros I run is 2 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragons, just because it goes along with the Odd Eyes build. Not much explaining to do for that one. And for my rank 7 exceeds, I run Big Eye Ebon Illusion Magician, Red Eyes Flare Metal, Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, and the 2 Absolutes. Pretty standard, really, except for the Red Eyes and the Ebon Illusion. These 2 are like player's choice. I personally like both of these because Ebon allows me to exceed even more, put more pressure on board, and if I need to, I can just attack with the normal monster I summoned off of him, banish a card in their field, and main phase 2 go into another exceed. And for this is pretty much my Gaga Cowboy for when I just deal a lot of damage but wasn't able to actually finish them off. I could just go this, and they have to play around this, and they deal and he does 500 damage for every card effect that they activate. Plus, he can't be destroyed by card effect, which is really good. So yeah, those are my rank 7s. And for my one rank 6 is number 39, Utopia Beyond. I run him because he's your best exceed against Cosmo, reducing all their attacks to 0. Attack with Meteor Burst. They can't activate monster effects, which is pretty much what they do. Or attack with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Deal 5,000, then 3,000, and that's game, because 5,000 plus 3,000 is 8,000, that's game right there. So he's your best card for Cosmo. And for the final 3 cards of the deck, I run one Trapeze Magician because he helps with game. You can combo him up with Absolute Dragon. I run one Magispector, what's the name? Magispector Paladin, the Ascending Dragonslayer. Yeah, I couldn't read that upside down. Yeah, I run one because consistency and good for first turns, and the one Castell because obvious. So anyway, that's my entire Magician Odd Eyes Pendulum deck. Thanks for watching, and bye.